Good morning. It is Thursday, July 21st. I missed yesterday. Haven't been feeling great. The heat's getting to me. So I thought I'd get this video out quick and early this morning so I can just sit around and veg and drool all over myself and, you know. So, we're going to jump right in. This will probably be a short video. That's okay. It is what it is. It's really hot here this week. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But first we're going to talk about the sacral chakra. Last week we talked about the root chakra. And I showed you my handy little chart here. Okay, so last week we talked about the root chakra, which is right here. This week we're going to talk about the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is orange, and it sits in kind of your womb or bladder area, upper part of the pelvis, lower part of the abdomen. And the sacral chakra is, it's known as the second chakra as well. It's related to sexual and reproductive capacity, so this is both physical health and emotional health, etc. Deals with emotional problems or sexual guilt. Some of the essential oils that you can use to activate this chakra are rose, jasmine, and sandalwood. And some of the crystals that are recommended on this chart are carnelian, tiger eye, and fire opal. I do use carnelian for this, so here's a nice carnelian, which I'll sometimes also use for root chakra. It all depends on who I'm dealing with and what the issues are that we're dealing with. I also use citrine for this one, so it's a really nice citrine. And being the lower part of the body, you can use a larger crystal if you're placing them on, as opposed to, say, maybe the throat, where you don't want to put a big whopping crystal right there. The other crystal I frequently use in that area is orange calcite, and I love orange calcite. It looks like orange dreamsicle. I just want to lick the daylights out of these things. I haven't met a person yet that hasn't gone, no. We're not going to talk about whether I actually have tried it or not. We all know the answer to this. So to activate your second chakra, your sacral chakra, when you're activating that, what you're doing is you are reinforcing a few different things. You're reinforcing how you identify with yourself as not only as a sexual being, but as a gendered being. So this is for those of you who may be having issues with, who you are as far as gender identity goes, or even people who are confused about their sexuality or are not quite sure about what their sexuality is yet. This is the chakra that you'd like to activate to help bring a little more clarity with that. It's also the chakra that deals with your courage and your strength, and it's the one that deals with your right to live your life as you choose. So it's actually a very important chakra, and I think a lot of times it gets completely underrated. I don't think people think, oh, it's the sex chakra, so they kind of leave it at that, especially Americans, because sex is, taboo. We don't want to talk about that. But sex, sexuality, and gender identity have been coming more and more to the forefront in the last 10 to 15 years, because people are becoming more aware of the fact that there are not as clean-cut lines as there used to be on how we identify with ourselves as far as gender and sexuality go. And many, many people identify in ways that are not common and have previously been thought of as not normal. And anytime somebody tells you that that which feels right for you is not normal, that takes a little chink out of your armor, and that kind of slows you down a little bit. And it may just be on a subconscious level, you think. And it may not seem like such a big deal, but that little chink sits in there with you. And it reminds you all the time that you're not normal, therefore you must not be okay. We want to boost the sacral chakra so that we have a better sense of our own identities and have a better sense of not having guilt about who we are and what we are. Okay? So there's my sacral chakra talk. Whee! I've got 122 hours in. I'm on my way to 250, so I'm almost halfway to my brand new goal. Hooray! It's a good thing. Okay, so heat. I want to talk for a brief minute about heat. I'm going to put this out on all of my channels, so on my YouTube, on my Twitter, on my Facebook, on my private page. I want everybody to hear this. This week in Wisconsin, it's really bad heat. We have bad heat index, and for For those of you who live in places like Arizona and Texas, places that are normally hot but dry, when you get into a heat index of 105 in Wisconsin, with it being as humid a state as it is, it does different things to the body than 105 dry heat does. I've learned this the hard way. When I grew up in Kansas, it was no big deal to have 100-degree days. And let me tell you, 100 degrees in Kansas does not feel anywhere near as oppressive as, say, 85 or 90 in Wisconsin with humidity. 85 or 90 in Wisconsin with humidity will throw you on the floor and stomp on you. It's no fun. People can't sleep, people can't think, they can't function. It just slows you down a lot. So that being said, make sure that if you're in an area, and it doesn't matter if it's dry heat or hot or warm or wet heat, drink lots of water. The daily requirement for water, typically for the average adult, is half a gallon of water. This is 1 quart. So this is a standard Nalgene bottle. It's a 32-ounce bottle, so that's 1 quart of water. You should be drinking 2 of these a day in normal circumstances. Boost that. When it's hot out, drink more. What happens is when you're sweating, you're releasing all of your fluids from your body through sweat, and you dehydrate faster. That does not mean drink beer. If you're going to drink beer, for every beer that you drink the equivalent of water to counterbalance what the beer does to your system. That does not mean drink coffee or other caffeinated products such as soda pop. For every coffee or soda pop that you drink an equivalent of water to counterbalance what that's going to do to your body. Because caffeine will dehydrate your body, the alcohol will dehydrate your body. So even though you're putting liquid in, it's not giving you the same effect as water will do. Now that being said, green tea is okay. I wouldn't make green tea your only liquid. Juices are not. Even non-caffeine soda, not so much, because you have all those sugars, and those sugars are plugging everything up too. Try and keep it clear and simple, okay? Secondly, make sure that you are in a place that's cool enough for you, okay? So, like during the day, if you don't have air conditioning in your house, come see me. I don't expect you to buy anything. I want you to sit down and be cool. I will give you some water. Or maybe green tea. Maybe green tea. But get someplace where it's cool for at least a little bit in the day, okay? If you can find a cool place to sleep at night, if you are without air conditioning, find a cool place. I'm not going to offer my shop at night. I think the landlady would kill me if I did that. But make sure you have a fan or something that moves the air. Make sure, please, God, make sure, please take care of your animals. Bring your dogs and cats inside. Even if you're not an inside animal person, during times like this, please bring them inside, because they're hot too, and their dehydration happens very differently from ours because they don't sweat like we do, and they don't always have access to water like we do. We have thumbs, they don't. We have spigots, they don't. So please look after your animals, and this includes, cattle and horses and all these other animals that you have. Make sure that they have enough water, even your indoor ones too. Because this affects them too. Not as strongly as the outdoor ones, but definitely the indoor ones too. Be kind, check on your neighbors. If you have neighbors that don't have air conditioning, or are elderly or have small children, check on them and make sure they're okay. Invite them over for some water or something. You see a theme here? Water. Make sure that they're okay. Just check in on them. Just do like courtesy checks, okay? And again, if you're in the area, or if you're able to get here and you don't have air conditioning and you just want to go someplace cool for a little bit, come here. I'm open till 6 o'clock Central Time today. I will be open all day tomorrow until 6 o'clock at night. And there will be somebody here until 4 o'clock on Saturday. So these are our 3 worst days for the weather. Come here. Come here. I've got chairs. I've got air conditioning. I'll put some radio on. Maybe I'll stop playing Minecraft for a little bit long enough to talk. But get someplace cool for a little bit. Check on your neighbors. Take care of yourself. Take care of your pets. So to that end, I'm not doing a charity per se today. But what I am going to do is I'm going to post on the bottom of the page here. I'm going to post a website link to the Wisconsin Cooling Shelter list. And these are sites around Wisconsin that are generally, they're like county-based or county-sponsored sites where people can go and be cool. They can get water, they can maybe get a snack or something. It's just a place where people can go when they don't have appropriate air conditioning or appropriate climate control. Okay? So everybody be safe, be careful, try and stay cool, stay hydrated. Please stay hydrated. Take care of your animals, take care of your neighbors. All of that good jazz. And I will see you here next week for solar chakra. And yeah, have a good one, guys. Bye.